Hello, this was not planned, but I got a gift from a friend. She knows my favorite color is purple, so she allowed me to pluck a whole bunch of her purple hearts in exchange for the fact that last year we gave her some broadleaf thyme. If I have enough energy, I will show that to you in this video. If not, we can pop it into another video. So right now I'm actually taking the neighbor that I mentioned to you that really hooks us up. He has horses and it benefits us how? Well, we have mulch and old horse manure that I'm digging up, putting it over here into my wheelbarrow, and then I will be transferring it to where I want to plant those purple hearts. Right now it's go time. This is actually what's recommended by Google, that this is actually a really good time to plant this particular flower simply because it's not so hot. And when I went to her property today, she has 1.5 acres and that stuff was like weeds everywhere. I'm pretty sure those of you who had it, you would agree. I had it one time and it just would not make it. It burst a little bit this summer and it was, well, spring, and it was gone. So I'm gonna transfer some of this stuff. I just got done. It was a busy day, but if you don't do it, it's not gonna get done for you. In fact, this mound has been here all summer, so it was so compact to the earth. I had to, for the sake of the video, I tilled it up first just to get a nice lump of it going. And now the next stage, sorry, that's rude of me. The next stage is I'm going to be transferring it into this broke down wheelbarrow. We cannot afford, y'all gotta have this, you gotta skim, okay? This has been fixed multiple times by my husband. So I'm gonna go ahead, put this dirt in here and transfer it over, and you can see how I'm planning to put the purple hearts inside of this already prepped ground that I have. Okay, so join me. This is real life. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got a lot of the dirt already in, so that way we didn't have to make this a big thing. And I'm just getting a little more because this thing is pretty rocky. Not getting it. Telling y'all, you do this, you do not need to work out. This stuff is hard, and I'm trying to turn it away where you can see me, but I'm not breaking my back. I did corporate work for many years, and all that sitting put a strain on my back. So I'm very physical now. I love doing physical labor. This is actually the first time I'm doing something in the evening. So let's see. The time that I'm doing this now is just before 6 o'clock. So, all right. So I'm gonna show you what I have so far going on. Right there, pretty full indeed. So I don't have an assistant right now that I feel like going to borrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer, put pause, transfer it over there, and then I will meet you back, okay? Bear with me. Okay, I'm on the other side of the property, and I have clearly underestimated how much needs to be pulled up. To be honest, some of the stuff was supposed to be flowers, but that didn't happen. So I'm not gonna burn myself out. I'm going to do enough to, I'm sorry y'all, these mosquitoes are real, and that off stuff breaks me out. I have eczema, so I can't deal with everything. So I already took my hydration break. You wouldn't know that because I had you on pause. And they're coming from my face too. I can feel it. Anytime I'm comfortable, the mosquitoes are comfortable and they come for me. So I need citronella oil. They hate that. So what my plan is now is to pull up as much as I can. I did bring a little present for you to see. I don't know who knows what broadleaf thyme is or not. It's very popular, again, in my husband's culture. Club change. Here they are. And they smell good. And they go really well with a lot of stuff. I can't speak on the dishes he prepares, but for me, I love using this in pasta dishes, things like that. Soupy kind of things, porridge sometimes. But if I find out after this I'll slip it into you. But he really loved this, and unfortunately my friend had to give this back. We gifted this to a friend and ours died. I'm actually kind of concerned about that right there being brown. See how it just dropped over? So this is not going in the ground. Okay, it's too late. This is not a winter plant at all, which is probably what happened. We tried to put them in pots last year and they did not thrive like we hoped. I'm already seeing, I've been around him long enough to say that I'm concerned about some of this, but I'm not going to overwork it, because truthfully, you can take just that little piece right there and it will, I'm telling you, like, if you're into plants, get some that you can eat. It smells amazing, so make your house smell good, and it can live inside the home. It doesn't have to be, excuse me. That was the produce truck. No, that wasn't the ice cream truck. That's what I thought when I first heard that. I'm not even gonna edit that out. You're getting it real. You're getting it gangster. So I'm gonna pull out some of these. Obviously, you're not gonna sit here and watch me pull all this out, but this is the before. I hope you know. And this wood, leftover wood. Sorry, I keep looking everywhere. This is leftover wood. We hammered this together, made it work. I was at one point tempted to paint it because I had so much leftover sample paint to decide on what I was doing inside the house, or even have my kids do it. They love to paint. They would love this. You know what? Fall break is coming next week, and that might just happen. So I'm gonna go ahead. I want you to see. I'm only doing this half. I'm afraid over there. For one thing, I already scouted for the snakes. I looked very carefully. You know how I said I like bouquet of things? This. She gave me so many of these. These are the purple hearts. That's what she told me anyway. And when I looked it up online, this is actually the greatest time, like I mentioned, to plant them. So I'm going to let you see the ugly stuff. You can see me pull up a few things. Because remember, all that dirt I brought over here, I am going to smother it in here, wet it up, and see how it does through the night. She said literally just poke a hole, drop it in there, and it will do the rest. It's like this, it takes over. It takes over a lot, just like some other plants that we love, like that Asian mint. It's a version of Asian mint. It just took over, and as beautiful as it was, because anything with a splash of purple in it is my kind of gem, it's serving a purpose, and it gets really tall, and I like more viney, like ivy or something, just growing everywhere. If I'm going to have it in mass, I'd rather it be that. So I'm going to keep plucking. Hopefully you're motivated to go pluck too. Where I'm at, it actually is better to do this in the evening instead of first thing in the morning. I don't know where my energy came from, probably, and I didn't even have a nap today. It was so busy. But I know no one's going to do this for me. I actually think that's part of a plant, so I'm not going to pluck that up. This is nothing. That is nothing. That's going. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and then I'll come back and show you how I cleared it out, and then we're going to pluck these suckers in here, put some dirt to keep it propped up, and see how they did in the morning. And before I go, I do want to show you, I do have something I want to show you. It's a bit of sad news, but it also has a positive twist to it. So let me work on this, and then we'll get back together, and I would love to take you to the other side of the house to see how that squash happened. Okay? Okay, so here's our update. Again, this is only half, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm not the type to pick leaves out, y'all. That's not happening. This is just gonna keep dropping leaves, and I live in a pine forest, so remind me again not to get black mulch if I can avoid it, because it's very annoying on the eyes if that kind of thing drives you crazy. I know it drives me and my friend crazy. So this is it. I just pulled up all the weeds. Another way to get those guns blazing. And when you can't do that, this was my friend today. I had to go find it because somebody didn't put it where it needs to be. Pleasure of having children on a homestead. You find things in the weirdest places. So at this stage, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to lift this up so you can see. I'm going to shovel some of this dirt in there, and then I'll put in my purple hearts, and let's see, how can we do this? We definitely gonna be editing today. We're gonna be editing today, y'all. Let me see. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the dirt in, and that way I can make sure she's all fluffed up to put the Purple Hearts in. Get a little closer. I'm losing daylight. I'm losing daylight. So, at this point, I'm sure you're getting the general idea. I have to get into some less than flattering positions to finish the rest. So I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully you'll stick around and see how we go to the next stage. So this is the next stage because I don't have time to shovel anymore. I told y'all I'm a very impatient person, so it was now light enough for me to just go ahead, dump that in, and then we'll go ahead to the next stage. I just want to let you know that I wasn't going to be out here shoveling all night. That just can't happen. So, believe it or not, that was not enough dirt. So I had to go back, shovel up some more dirt. I didn't have time to bring you with me. I'm so sorry. Again, this is nighttime we're working with, not daylight. So I'm racing with the moon instead of the sun. Let's hope that this is enough because I want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead. Let's lift together with your knees and try yet again. And again, I'm doing it this way. Woo! Don't you do it. Oh. Don't y'all go there. Here we go. Okay. Are you seeing lower? Okay. Okay. Woo. So I'm gonna come on this side and we're gonna do this. I will say one disappointing thing about this is there is no worms at all. Down there where I showed you before where we had so much parsley I was disgusted by it, there was so many worms, and that's a good sign. I learned that from city girl to country girl. Worms says good things about the dirt. So there's no worms that like it over here, not even a centipede or one of those potatoes. There's nothing over here. I don't even think I came across a spider wanting to live in this dry stuff. So I'm gonna try to make it habitable where they want to come over here if the birds don't catch them first, because that's another thing I realized, that down there's no trees, so nothing to peck at them, eat them apart. Over here, I'm underneath a nice tree, which I like for certain plants for obvious reasons of the shade, but we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step out and see if this is enough dirt, and then we're gonna stop popping that in there because we got to go. I don't know, y'all. I think this is gonna be enough, especially for up here. I'm not trying to bring it up to the tree. I'd rather have it spill over. That's just my personal preference. Do what you like to do. I'm just giving you some motivation to show you that you gotta be ready to come out here at any time. Evening, first thing at the light of day, wherever you can get that time in, because this season is coming quickly to an end. We can no longer even afford to consider planting by seeds. We're gonna have to go to the store and just buy us a plant, chuck it in there, and hope for the best. Even though I know it should turn out well. I'll show you why I believe that in a second, but stay tuned. So one thing I learned about myself and Purple Heart is I'm a little heavy-handed, y'all. I don't know how many. I'm trying to find one. I just kept working and tossed it over my shoulder, but in my defense, they look kind of limped anyway. So I stopped counting after we got into the teens, and I got about 4 more to go. So I'm gonna do just what my friend said, pop, stick. You can watch for that because we're getting down to the end. I am gonna get some water on this And I do have something else I want to show you that I did. And I still got the squash. So I hope you can remind me about that. I don't want to forget to show you an update of what happened with that. Because by the time I'm done with this video, the video of that would have been up. Yeah, sweat is real. So I'm gonna go over there, pop these 4. I may just jam 2 together or something like that. And I'll see how we do with emergency planting. Because like I said, I did not go over there intending to get any more than my broadleaf thyme. So I was not prepared for this. And I don't know how long these can last out of water. I did have something that was really pretty that did live outside of water for a long time. And even when it died, I just did some more water. I got it in a trash bag and threw more water into the trash bag. It still came back. Now people consider those nuisance plants, but those are my lifelines because I like color. I know it's expensive. I don't know why I just pulled that off. Y'all didn't see that, so it's okay. It didn't really happen, right? If you didn't see it. But yeah, I like pretty things too. I don't want to just eat. But now in today's society, we needed to be thinking more about the food than the decorative stuff, right? If you don't already have it or have good friends that will give you theirs. So I'm going to go ahead, pop those in there, and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? Looking out for snakes. Now, I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. I actually did find 1 spider. So maybe that's a sign of life after all for this mulch. Reunited and it feels so good. Yeah, you're gonna reunite in this dirt. We're gonna go around. No, we're gonna do this. Okay, so that is done. Trust me, after all that work, it will be watered. I don't think you guys need to stay around for all that. Parenting break. So, believe it or not, I'm not sitting by a stinky trash can. I promise. This actually was a suggestion that I saw that some people did, is they just went to some big box store, wherever you prefer to go. That's your business. And just get some trash cans. And go ahead and let that fill up with rainwater. I don't know how many times it saved us. Downside is, just because you buy a cover does not keep the mosquitoes out. I had to find things out the hard way. There's nobody here teaching me this. So what I did was there's these little ball things that you can purchase and you drop them in there. It's seeds out and stuff. Makes, let me see. Yeah, that doesn't look attractive. It's like that full. There's nothing really in there. But anyway, they kill the mosquitoes and their babies and stuff, which still makes me feel uncomfortable in putting that in my food section. So I use it over here. See that? I actually own cactus, you guys, and you have no idea. That is a big thing here. If you just stick around for a little bit longer, I want to take you to that squash I had been going on about. Downside is only one of them made it. Interesting side is it was the one that we pollinated ourselves, which is really, that's cool. Not gonna complain. You see, that's how big she's gotten. Okay. Hopefully you can see. I don't want to interfere with it too much. But that's how big it is. It sucks that that's all that we got from all that work that we went into it. But that's what happens, you know? That's why you have to be really selective. Try to get things on a deal. We, like I told you, we use this for our cooking and things like that. Again, privacy issues, you know. And we make this into some beautiful tea. Have you ever had lemongrass soup? That's good too. Lemongrass soup. We do like to cook. Okay, I'm not getting wet, so we're good. We dry this out. And I mean dry. Totally dry that out. And we plant it for next year. And it has worked. You know, I don't recommend just letting them die. Why do that? I'll show you what we do. We grind them up, make them into seasoning, and we just eat it throughout the year. Some of them are dried up, and I've saved jars and stuff, whether it be a ragu, prego, whatever that you use. And just go ahead and grind that up. Now I'm gonna give you a quick tip, and I'm not a big cook. I get this from my husband. Get those huge, the cheapest spaghetti sauce you can get. Get it the big family size, especially if you have a family. And if you don't, put it in the freezer. I don't know how that works, but put it in the freezer. And what I recommend you do is take all this seasoning I'm showing you, from oregano, basil, broadleaf thyme, and I'll have to show you guys in the winter time. You do not have to pay all this money for this pre-made delicious spaghetti sauce. I love spaghetti. That's just me personally. But grind that thing up and make your own. It tastes amazing. Amazing. I'll have to show you. For you that already know the way, go for it. But I'm telling you, if you take all these herbs that you're probably thinking, well, how much, you know, I miss my tomatoes. I will say that. But all these herbs that I have growing all around me, I get that big old tub of spaghetti, and then I go ahead and I grind that up, put other dry seasoning, your salt, your pepper, believe it or not. I learned this from my husband. Brown sugar, because that stuff be bland. It's bland sometimes. So grind it up. I'm just looking to see what's all behind me. Can't have, you know, personal information out there. So and I'm not editing. That takes way too long, you know. So grind that up, make it into something amazing, and it will stretch. I kid you not. I get the cheapest, biggest bottle I can find, and it tastes better than the more expensive little tiny 8-ounce mouses that they want you to spend, like, what is it now, 15 ounce? I stopped looking. Since I stopped buying that, I stopped looking to see how much that stuff costs. But I do have some ideas just to show you some of these hardier vegetables you can grow and what you can turn it into. It doesn't just have to be some salad, you know. Like, we did some amazing things with this pita bread and that kale and mustard green, all that stuff over there. My husband's fried up some fish. Voila. It came out really good. I told him, well, hold on, let me put that in the video so they can see, but I'm just gonna have to tell you orally how it went down, and then when it gets too cold out here, I may be able to show you stuff inside, because yeah, I don't like the cold. That's why I left New York. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. This may be broken up in 2 parts because I accidentally hit the off button. It's just a lot going on, a lot of distractions, a lot of noise, and all that to consider, but still had something I wanted to share. Maybe it helps somebody, maybe it doesn't, but stick around. I still have more things to show, and I really enjoyed your company. So have a good night.